Hey everyone, Thunderbolt here, and welcome to Slaves to Armok, God of Blood, Chapter 2, Dwarf Fortress. I'm very excited to be playing this game for you guys today on my channel. It's a game I've been recently getting into, and it's a game I really want to play to put on my YouTube channel, of course. So, if you guys have not heard of this game before, not really sure where you've been. This game has it's been in development for quite a long time, and it is made by two people. It is programmed by Tarn Adams, and it is designed by Tarn and Zach Adams. So a set of brothers, of course. Two people do everything for this game. It has been in development for quite a long time. It's made by Bay 12 Games, which is the name of their company, so you can see their website right here. This is currently version 0.34.11 of the game. And it's definitely a different type of game. It is a world builder, simulator, RPG, roguelike type game. Very, very fun though. So for today, we're going to be, of course, here creating a brand new world for this game. And I'm using what is called the Lazy Newb pack. I will have a description for it down in, or a link to it down in the description of this video. So you guys can go to the website, download that. And I should mention, of course, Dwarf Fortress is a free-to-play game. All you have to do is download it off their website, and you can play it. Get right into it. You don't have to pay a single dime if you don't want to. Of course, it is suggested that you donate to the developers because they live purely off of the donations from the community. So we're going to select Create New World here, and we're going to get right into it. So you see here, welcome to Alpha of Dwarf Fortress. It talks about all this. So you can just hit Escape to continue. We have different types of settings here. While I play this game, I don't really know very much about it, but I'm going to be explaining as much as I can while I'm going along. And I'm going to be depending on a lot of viewer input to kind of guide me along the way as well, because as I said, I really don't know too much about this game, so I'm kind of hoping to learn along the way. So for our world size here, we can do pocket, smaller, small, medium, or large. I think I'm going to go ahead and do a medium world, which is what I usually do. I've played a few worlds already, not very long on any of them, just trying out different ideas, different settings. So medium world. History, you can do very short, which is 5 years. Short, 125, 250 for medium, 550 for long, and 1,050 years for very long. What this history is this whole game is procedurally generated, and including the history that happens before your game start. So very short, it'll generate 5 years of history, 125, 250, 550, so on. So I usually do medium, and I'm having problems finding certain things in medium because 250 years is quite a bit of time, and it gives other civilizations chances to grow. So I think I'm going to select short here and do 125 years of history. Number of civilizations. This determines how many distinct races, cultures there are in the game. I'm just going to keep that on medium. Sites on medium, which is how many distinct places can exist after world generation. Number of beasts. Increasing the setting makes large beasts more prevalent. I'm going to keep that on medium as well. Savagery. Since this is our first playthrough, I'm going to turn this down to low. And basically this just makes the world more difficult to settle the higher this is, so low. And mineral occurrence, I'm going to put that on frequent. And what this does is it controls the mineral occurrence on Embark sites. So more Embark sites have more minerals, the higher this is, so I'm going to select frequent. I'm going to hit Y here on the keyboard for go. And what the game is going to do now is it's going to procedurally generate our world. And as you can hear now, there is some background music. Hopefully you can hear that. So we can listen to this lovely music, which I have I'm going to click onto it right here. It's through a program called SoundSense. So as you can see here, it's playing music. It's in pack system world gen. So this is the music that plays when your world is generating. And hopefully this isn't too loud and you guys can still hear my voice. I'm going to be kind of listening back to this video, and I will adjust it for the second video if need be. But so that's SoundSense. I'm also using a program called Dwarf Therapist, and I will show that off to you guys as needed. So it's already rejected 8 regions, as you can see here, and when it rejects a region, that basically means, oh, I didn't like that region. The game's like, it's not good enough, so it throws it out, and it generates a new area. So the name of our world here is Eminenu, which stands for the Eternal Planet. Okay, so our world has generated here. That's pretty quick because I have a decent computer, so I don't know if you guys can see that little yellow thing, the yellow X moving across the screen. So you can scroll around your world here, look at different things. As you see, it is a very big world. There's a lot to see in this world. There's a whole bunch of different continents here, which is actually really cool. And you can see different sites. So let's say this right here is the awe-inspiring land, the Prairie of Organization. So this whole thing right here is the Prairie of Organization. And now we're in the human hamlet of Cacthromida. Still in the Prairie of Organization. This is back to awe-inspiring land. This is the Dark Goblin Fortress of Smangbastubub. Or the Murk of Beasts. So this is all the Murk of Beasts. So basically, I like this world. We are going to hit enter to accept it. It's going to save our world. And once it's saved, we can hit start playing, and we're going to get into it from there. While that awesome background music still continues to play. And I'm going to show you guys what's called Legend Mode at first, which is a very cool mode. You can go through and look at all the history from the world that was just generated. You can go back through, look at events, all that type of stuff. So we're going to hit start playing here. I'm going to, it automatically selected region 2. We're going to go to Legends Mode. Adventurer Mode is the roguelike type of this game. You control one character. You can explore around your world trying to find different fortresses and cities, and you can make friends and trade with people, stuff like that. I have not played adventure mode before, so I don't know exactly how it works, but that's just what I've heard is going on in that mode. So here we see historical figures, sites, artifacts, all that. Let's go to historical figures. This will bring up a huge list of figures that have been spawned in our world here. So here we are at the Forgotten Beasts. So you can see these ones up here have all died, and it shows what year they've died in. You can tell that by the D at the right side of the screen, and the number is the year they died in. So like this thing right here, Reefy Omarea. It's basically a Reefy Rapid Match, the Bloat of Cleaning. It's a male Hydra. It is still alive. That means it is out in the world and it can come and attack our castle or our fortress at any time. Basically, if it happens to wander around and see us, it'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go kill you. So that can really suck. Here's a dragon, a male dragon. Here's a female dragon. But a Hydra is something not to mess with. And look, there is actually a dragon still alive in our world, a female dragon. Doran Torridsilver, the Bejeweled Warmth. It's a female dragon. If we click enter here, it will bring up the this is the entire biography of the dragon. Doran Torridsilver, the Bejeweled Warmth, was a dragon. She was one of the only ones of her kind. Doran was associated with wealth and fire. So she likes wealth and fire, which dragons don't like wealth and fire. In year 1, Dorn settled in the Crested Desert. In the mid-autumn of year 3, Dorn became an enemy of the Worthy Rains. So this talks about all her enemies. She stole a birchen amulet from Bones Flutes. She wandered. Enemy of the Shady Sword. As you can see this. Doran, the late autumn of year 13, Doran struck down the dwarf Mebzuth sword ropes in 2 razors. So she killed someone there. And then she devoured a dwarf. And then she began wandering again. Then the elf Thelu tamed Cannon confronted Doran, and Doran struck him down, or her down. So you can see here, this is the complete history of her. So you can see here, year 62, Doran struck down the dwarf Uzel Welleding. So she's killed quite a bit of people. And safe to say, if she showed up at our fortress by some miracle, she would probably wipe out our entire fortress as well. So we're going to back out of this now. We're going to hit start playing again, and we're going to go to Dwarf Fortress, which is the main mode of this game. And this is where we build. We control our expedition of 7 dwarves, and we control it. We delegate to them what we want them to do. We don't actually like move them around ourselves. We just kind of tell them what we want them to do. So, and I'll get more into this as we start going on here. So as you can see here, oh, this is actually good. This right here, this patch of land that we're on right here, this is actually a great place. It's got clay, little soil, shallow metals, deep metals, and a flux stone. We might have actually landed on a terrific place right here. Wow. This is actually a really good place. Some soil. So as you can see, we may not even have to search for a place, because this is all the type of stuff we would want. Right here, or we can be by a river, which is good. It's got some soil at least, or soil. It's got clay, a flux stone, which is needed to make steel, so we do need a flux stone. It's got deep metals, which is good, and it's got shallow metals, which is good. Wow. It's heavily forested. Other vegetation is thick. Its surrounding is wilderness, which is good, and its temperature is temperate, which is actually good as well. The only thing I want to do, since we're so lucky here, is resize this. I'm going to hit capital K and capital U to expand this to a 4x4 grid, because I like playing in a 4x4. So we're going to do this. The only other thing to do is, since this is, we've decided on this area right here, which is amazing, it's terrific. Of course I have to resize this now, but that's okay. Oops, I just hit the wrong buttons. I didn't mean to hit a note. For some reason I hit note by accident. Let's delete that note. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry, minor little detail. Okay, K and U. Okay, we got our 4x4 area back. And I kind of want this to be our area here. We're gonna have a couple things to check here. If we hit the tab key, they'll bring up our neighbors. So we're neighbors with dwarves, elves, humans, and goblins. The little red dashes there next to the goblins that hopefully you guys can see is means we're at war with goblins. Everyone is at war with goblins. So means we can be raided by goblins because we're near goblins. So that could be bad, but oh well. These are the different civilizations, the dwarf civilizations. As you see, we scroll these, see the little blue castles changing all over the place. So that's where their cities are based. So I just noticed there's one right here next to us. Basically, this decides what type of items we can start with. So since we're right here by this one, I'm going to say we are going to be members of the Abyssal Trade. And this will determine where our dwarves come from. So our 7 starting dwarves will all be from this civilization. So if we hit tab one more time, it'll show relative elevation. So to us, everything Everything to us is lower, pretty much. So, looking at this, we are at a very flat piece of land here, which is good. But I kind of... so the river is at 0, of course. I kind of want to move this up here, maybe. So we have a couple options for hills. Maybe just do this. I think we'll move here, because that way, as you see in the top right corner over here, and I'm moving this square around on the left side all the way by using the U, H, K, and N keys. Down at the bottom of the screen, you can see the controls. So you use U, M, K, H to move the local area. You use your normal arrow keys to move it on the region map, and then the world map over there kind of shows where your relative location is. So I'm going to hit tab to turn that off. We're going to select this little piece of land right here. This is where I want it to be, right? I think it was, yeah, this spot right here is where I want it to be. Alright, so we are in the temperate conifer forest in the jungle of the Conjurers. Stream, the name of the river that's running through here is the Raptor of Balding. So this is the perfect area for us to start in. So we are going to hit E to embark. Choose a small area to experience lag. I have a good computer. I haven't had problems with it. So I have a custom loadout down here, and I'm going to use it again. Basically, it's telling me all this stuff wasn't available because my starting civilization doesn't have it. So I'm going to have to replace my food, it looks like. The fish were different and the meats were all different, but that's okay. We can go through and change all that again. So we have our 7 dwarves over here. We got Alahath, Edom, Itom, Kivish, Geshud, Vutok, and Dishmab. And they're all set to different skills already. As you see over here, he's a proficient miner, skilled stonecrafter. We got a miner and a mason, a grower and a cook, woodcutter, carpenter, grower, brewer, a building designer, fisherman, herbalist, butcher, cleaner, animal trainer, and this guy is a competent mechanic, and he is also our our leader, expedition leader. So we're gonna hit tab to go over to the items. We have 96 points left over, so basically we're low on food. Because it didn't have a lot of the meats that we needed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to minus that by 1. So we still have our seeds and all that, so that's good. Got our iron anvil, which is needed. 2 copper picks, a battle axe, which is what we use to cut down wood. Our plump helmet spawns, those are types of mushrooms. Pigtail seeds, cave wheat, sweet pod seeds, rock nuts. Dimple cup spawns. We got KV meat, rat meat, eagle meat, great horned owl meat, blah 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 blah. Plump helmets, and we got tons of wine, ale, beer, and rum, because dwarves love wine, ale, beer, and rum. They love alcohol, so they need it. I need to go into here. I hit N to get to this screen to tell you add new items. And I'm sorry, this episode is basically going to be me setting up the game. Episode 2 is going to be where I actually get into the game. That I didn't mean to do. So I hit N here. I'm going to type in meat. I'm going to add everything into my expedition, and I'm doing this for one reason, which I'll explain in a second. Everything over here that ends in meat, because I want to feed my dwarves meat, and if it ends in meat and it's 2 points, which you can see by the 2P over to the right of this, so like the Rhesus Macu meat, we're going to add that because it's a 2-point meat. So hit N, and this is a very tedious part of this, but it's necessary. So raven meat is 2 points. And I explained that I'm doing this for a reason, and I'm doing this because each of these meats comes in a barrel. This is a very good way to get barrels at the beginning of the game without having to make them all. Because once we eat this meat, the barrels will be available for us to use for other things, and we need barrels to store ale and food and all that type of stuff. So we're going to go over here, we're going to add all the meats into our game that are 2 points. Until we have about 40 pieces of meat or so. So I have to kind of count up here in a second how much I have. Cat meat. Mmm, yummy cat meat. We got mule. And we got donkey. And over here, oops, we've got horse meat. This game basically has any type imaginable. So we got cow, sheep, pig, goat, as you see here. We got pig. And we got goat. And then we got chicken. Got chicken here. I got some duck coming up. I'm gonna do duck, and I'm going to add water buffalo, and that's gonna be it. That's all I'm gonna add. Because you see here, we got a lot of different types of meat. We got 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And we already got some up here. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 45, 46, 47, 49, 40, 41. So we basically got 41 pieces of meat here, so that's perfect. And we got a lot of points left over, so that means we can add, I do have to add the fish. Fish is another thing you want to bring with you. You want to bring all the types of fish that you can. So I'm going to add all the types of fish here, and I'm going to bring 5 of each of them. So we got 20 points left, and if you don't see where that is, down at the bottom of the screen all the way to the right, under kind of the animals there, it says points, or PTS. It says we have 20 left. So that means we can bring 20 more points worth of stuff with us. And I'm going to do this kind of by doubling up on some of the meats. So turkey, raven, crow, kiwi, yak, large rat, cat, mule, donkey, horse, cow. Oh, I'm out of points now. Okay. Anyways, so that's good. We also have animals over here. So we're bringing 3 female dogs, 1 male dog, 2 female cats, 1 male cat. And we got 4 hens and 1 rooster. That will ensure that we can get tons of little chickens and their eggs at one point. And when we have a whole bunch of chickens, we'll be able to feed our fortress as well. So we have everything going here. We got our dwarves set up, our items set up. Let's hit E to embark. Let's get this adventure started. By the dwarven gods.
It's a mess. What? There's not even any alcohol here. They told me there'd be rivers running with alcohol. I've been lied to.
That was part of Sound Sense there. They have tons of funny little sayings that go in the background when events happen. So that one was the embark message, one of the random embark messages. So the dwarf was promised rivers of alcohol, and he gets here and he's like, oh no, there's no alcohol. He was lied to. So as you see here, there's a little message. You have arrived after a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidden wilderness beyond your harsh trek. Your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Nagliknish. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labor comes subsistence. Whether by bolt, plow, or hook, provide for your dwarves. You are expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now, enough time to delve, secure lodgings, ere the dingoes get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place, Ablababin, which stands for Bust Friendly. Strike the earth. Alright, as I said, this video is kind of just to set up the world. In the next video, we are going to go ahead, dive right in, and start our dwarf fortress. So thanks for watching, everyone. This is Thunderbolt signing off, and I will see you guys in episode 2. Goodbye.